Welcome to the third video of Nmap for beginners. In this video, we are going to learn about Nmap host discovery. So the first type of scan is called list scan. So the syntax for list scan is you write Nmap, we give a space, we write dash, a lowercase s and an uppercase L. We give a space and then we write our single host or our range of hosts. So the basic use of list scan is that it basically sends empty data packets to the host and then get the responses. It's basically used to check whether the host is up or not. So let's scan my own computer. Now this type of scan is pretty fast. So the scan is done and it says 0 host up. Alright, the same scan can be used with a multiple range of hosts like nmap dash sl 192.168.0.1/24. so now we are scanning 255 hosts and the scan is completed and I get a report of 0 hosts are up. Alright, so this is basically a sanity check for penetration testers that they are scanning the right network, and it's also used by network administrators to see which machines or which hosts are up on the network. So the next type of scan is called no port or no ping scan. So let's clear the screen. Alright, so the syntax for no port or no ping scan is nmap, we give a dash and we write sn and you write your host or the range of hosts. So basically it is useful for administrators to see the number of active hosts on their network. So the previous scan, which was the list scan, was used by pen testers to check if they are scanning the right target, while no port or / no ping scan is used by network administrators to check number of hosts running on the network. So in my case, I got in the range of 256 IP addresses, 3 hosts are found up and running, and the scan is pretty much fast too. It took around 11 seconds to complete. So let's clear the screen. Now the next few scans we are going to talk of requires some sort of knowledge. So I assume you guys know the basic rule of 3-way TCP handshake. So if you don't, I guess you won't understand the next few scans. But don't worry, it's just a simple concept. Go to youtube.com and write 3-way TCP handshake and you get plenty of tutorials explaining the concept. It's just gonna be a small video, it's a small topic. So pause this video, go on, watch that and come back. Now we're gonna learn something about TCP SYN-SCAN. The syntax for this is nmap dash uppercase P and an uppercase S and you write your host name or a range of host name. So basically this scan sends a TCP packet with SYN flag set and wait for an ACK respond. Now if you know that basic 3-way handshake rule, you might understand this topic. This scan sends the TCP data packet to default port 80. Now I'm gonna pause with this video and resume after it's done. So now the scan is completed. These are the following services running on my different open and filtered ports. So as I said, by default it sent the TCP data packet to default port 80, but you can change the default port. You can even scan a range of ports like you write nmap dash an uppercase p and an uppercase s, and without giving a space you write your desired ports. You can write port 100, so it'll go for port 100, or you can write a range of ports like from port 1 to 100, and then you write your host. Oops. You can also scan a range of hosts like from 1/200, so it's 224, so it would scan all the 256 addresses, and it will scan from ports 1 to 100 for each host. Obviously this scan is gonna take much longer, so let me clear the screen. So the next type of scan we're gonna look is called TCP ACK ping. So it's somewhat similar to the last scan we learned, but instead of a SYN flag set, it's going to send an ACK flag. So you write nmap dash capital uppercase P and an uppercase A. Default port is 80, and you write your host. It's gonna work in the same way. You can change the default ports. You can scan a range of hosts. You can also scan a range of ports. It's just one difference, and that's instead of a SYN flag, it's gonna send an ACK flag. The next type of scan is called UDP ping scan. So we write nmap dash uppercase P and uppercase U, and you write your host. Now this one is similar to the last couple of scans we saw. So in this type of scan, the default port is 40,125. Again, you can scan a range of ports. You can also scan a range of hosts, but there's something special about this scan. Usually network administrators or system administrators block TCP and ACK flags from the firewall. So but sometimes some administrators forgot to block UDP requests. So this scan might be useful sometimes, not actually every time, but sometimes when a firewall does not block UDP packets, it can be used to bypass the firewall, and hence it does a job. Here's another scan called ICMP ping. Basically this scan is of no use, I guess. You write uppercase P, uppercase E, you write your host. You can also scan a range of hosts. So what this does is it sends ICMP echo request to the host, which is basically a simple ping request. But you know, almost 99% of times network administrator block this kind of scans, so this is of no use in practical life. So these were the popular scans. The last one is of no use. There's one thing I forgot to mention. So you know, these scans are quite time taking, and when you scan a large number of hosts and a large number of ports, usually these scans take minutes, and it might go even for hours depending on your network speed and the range of ports and hosts you are scanning. So there's one trick to I guess slash timings, and that's telling Nmap not to do a DNS resolution. For those who don't know what's a DNS resolution, for example, if you scan a site, something say xyz.com, Nmap actually does a DNS resolution for that. That means it converts that site into its IP address. Usually its DNS resolution is time taking, So what you can do is you can write nmap, you can specify any type of scan, say xy, say scan x. You can write your host. Now x is not a type of scan, but it's just an example. It can be any scan, and at the end you can write dash and a lowercase n, which tells nmap not to do a DNS resolution. So this trick is quite useful to slash scan timings. And that's it for this video. Please subscribe to my channel because there's more video to this series coming, and I've had future plans to make more and better series on information security tools. Like I'll do a video on Nmap, I'll go for SQL map, I'll do on Burp Suite, I'll go on Metasploit, I'll go on Wireshark, and there are a bunch of tutorial tools. I have plans to do tutorials on every single tool. So please subscribe to my channel, there's more coming. Thanks for watching this video. Meet you in the next one.